Hello, friends. Welcome in. How are you today? I hope you're having a fantastic, fantastic day. What have you been up to? Let me lower the music. Let me just double check that everything is connected and working, and then we will begin. All right. Yeah, I think we're good to go. So we'll go ahead and let's see. Yeah, I think, hold on. Actually, wait, let me check. Boop, 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 boop. Scooch this way. All right, now we should be good to go. Welcome in, everybody. How are you today? Hold on. Let me scroll down. Boop, 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 boop. Baz, you're here first. Welcome in, Baz. How are you today? Good morning to you. Still so early over there. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Also, Baz, thank you so much for all the hype. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you keep the hype going throughout the whole starting soon, so I appreciate that. Sassy, welcome in. How are you? How's it going? Joss, hello. How are you? And TM, welcome in. How's it going? Let's see. Back at work, which is a bummer. That is a bummer. When did you get back to work on yesterday? So Monday? But I got to go to a Pokemon Jazz concert. What? How did that go? That's awesome. How was it? I've never been to any like video game concert. TM, welcome in. How are you? How's it going? All good here. That's good to hear. We're having some very different weather, you and I. It is currently F to C 23. -5 Celsius here. Tomorrow it'll be very cold. The lowest this week, which is going to be Friday, which it's only a few degrees off, but the low on Friday will be at -15 Celsius. It's a very foggy day today. We have a dense fog warning for our weather advisory. I think that's because yesterday was a bit warmer, I think. Or maybe it was the day before was a little bit warmer. And then now it's all like, it must have been yesterday, because then now it's like it's much colder, so it's creating all the fog. I think that's how that's working or something like that. I forget. Binged a whole season of Atypical? I've never heard of that. What kind of show is that? Did you hear they're remaking The Neverending Story? I've actually never seen the first one, so or the original. So maybe I'll watch this one. I've heard good things. I mostly know it from random screenshots of The Neverending Story and Stranger Things. Stranger Things, they sang the theme song or whatever. It's finally starting to feel cold. Oh yeah, that is cold for you guys. Wow. Yeah, started working again yesterday and it was good. I love Pokemon, but they were playing songs I didn't know very well, but they were just so talented. That would probably still be fun to see. But yeah, I could imagine also wanting to go see songs that you knew. The OG is a classic. The one still image I've seen, Falcor, looks terrifying. Oh boy. Oh boy. That seems probably about right. I assume it's like, let's see, Never Ending Story remake. 30C 86 Fahrenheit, and you can also, for the future, in the case you had to look it up, you can do exclamation point C2F, like CTOF, and then a number, and it'll throw it in the chat, and then we can do F to C, so that way it's you know, in your units. That's actually not too bad. 86 isn't too terrible, but it is also only the morning, so it might get. I assume it'll get hotter. It's on Netflix, show about a guy who has autism, watching it because it has Bridget Lundy Payne in it, and they're an actor I like. Oh, nice. I've never heard of them. Well, that's cool. I hope it's a good show. More nuanced than just that, obviously. Bad explaining things. No, I totally get it. I assume there was more to it, you know. I've heard good things about Atypical, but haven't watched it yet. I've been like not watching anything. Hold on, remake. Oops. Not seeing Falcor yet, but I'll have to look into it later. Also, for those in the Discord, I posted in the announcements channel our event in January 3rd. It is officially called the Aussie Birthday Blast-Off Donathon, which will be January 3rd. You can hit the interested button so that you get notified. There will be lots of announcements along the way to remind you, but just in case you want to, you know, say that you're interested in being there, you can do that. Great show so far. Nice, good to hear. Yeah, I'm not really watching anything. Like I've watched one episode of the latest season of Taskmaster. That season's over now. I only saw the first episode, and I've only seen the first episode of Taskmaster Jr. That's really the and then that's it. I haven't watched any movies lately. Haven't watched any shows. Just been watching YouTube, basically. That's about it. Aussie. I hope to have some Aussies on that stream. I need to, once it gets closer, I need to see who's around. Is Junior any good? Well, I only saw the first episode. I really liked it, but I really liked Rose Matafeo and Mike Wozniak. Mike Wozniak is probably, top 2 favorite contestants, so I was already on board, basically. But it was actually very funny, even though for those who don't know, Taskmaster is a show where typically they get comedians to compete in these different tasks. In Taskmaster Junior, it's kids. So obviously they're not trained comedians or whatever. And so I thought that'd be weird, but it was actually still pretty funny. And I think, it relies on kids saying the darndest things, not without a filter. And then Rose and Mike, I think, have a really good dynamic, and they're also just very funny. So they also kind of carry the show to do that. But I feel like they're also very I don't know. They're very good at also just making sure they're not being brutally mean to the kids. Whereas in normal Taskmaster, Greg is, just brutal to anybody. But they were all, I don't know. It's a very different field, but I feel like it's fun. So I think there's maybe 3 episodes out. I've only seen 1, so I don't know how the rest of it is, but I like the first episode. Posted the pic I saw in Discord. Ooh. Oh, interesting. Dang. Does look spoopy. Is it real? Is this real? Are we positive that this is a real thing? I'll give it a shot at some point for sure, but I just can't imagine Taskmaster working without it being adult. I guess. I mean, it sort of depends on your humor, but Work lurk, have to go, guys. Enjoy the stream, Paz. Thank you so much for coming in and getting us all hyped up for the stream. I appreciate it. Happy to be proven wrong. I mean, it you know, could be not for everyone, I would say, you know. I would say, like, I'm not someone who needs, like, adult jokes, I guess, to, like, enjoy something. So I don't know. I think I will be content. But again, I think Mike makes it for me. I also recently found out Rose Matafeo hosted a podcast short series about Franz Ferdinand, the band, not the political figure, and I really want to check it out. That would be really funny, I could imagine. Even, like, it would be interesting even though I don't, like, I've maybe know one of their songs. I thought she was very funny on her season. What was, who was she with? Mike? No. She wasn't with Mike. Oh, that was like Katie Wicks, Joe Brand, Ed Gamble, and the other guy. I can't remember his name. He was like a musician or like a music producer or writer or something like that. Dave something. Anyway, she was very, I think she was my favorite of that season. And then Mike was my favorite of his season. So, like, I don't know. They're just great. I've seen a lot of, like, random clips that Mike has been in now. He's great. I listened to, because he has a podcast called the Three Bean Salad podcast, something like that. I've listened to one episode and I really enjoyed it. And I was like, I need to listen to more of this. And then I never did because I didn't really listen to podcasts. So, it's not that I need it to be crass. It's just the vibe. I don't know. That's fair. It definitely has a different, like, feel, like, to it. But I still thought it was good. I thought it was great. I have zero idea, but I wouldn't put it past Hollywood to remake yet another classic. Yeah, I mean, they remake literally everything. We're getting a live action, what's it called? How to Train Your Dragon. Also, where did the follower goal go? Hello? Follower goal? Where are you? Oh. I don't know why that was hidden. I just realized I was like, there's an empty space also. Where is Oh, we're missing a whole bunch of stuff. There we go. I was like, I just looked over. I was like, wait a minute. There's so much that's missing right now. Okay. Starstruck. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever heard of it. You be less careful. Yeah, that's fair. I'd prefer it to not be real IMO. Also true. I was looking at it. It almost looks AI to me. But I could be wrong. But looking at it, my initial thought is this looks AI-ish. So I don't know. I want to see, but I could be wrong. Never Ending Story 2025. Let's see. It's AI. It's not real. Just FYI. My favorite Taskmaster contestant is James Acaster, but that's just because I'm biased and he's a legend. James Acaster is very funny. He's great. I've seen a lot of his little, like, I've watched some of his stand-up shows on, like, Netflix and YouTube. I haven't seen all of them, but he's very funny. I like his delivery. His attitude is just great. No, that's just because you're correct. Acaster is the best. He's great. All the things went on strike? What things went on strike? It's a comedy series with Rose where she starts dating a big movie star. No, I need to see it. Oh, that'd be great. Like, Taskmaster has actually, like, introduced me to a bunch of comedians that I've never seen before. Most of the ones, like, most series, I'm like, I have no idea who any of these people are. There's maybe, like, one person that I've seen on, like, another panel show or something, but for the most part, it's like, I don't know who any of these people are. Like, I think I had seen Ed Gamble before on his series, but then that introduced me to Rose, and I thought she was hilarious. Mike was on a season with someone else who's, I think, a little bit more, like, popular in the panel shows. But so, like, I was like, oh, I recognize this guy, but then, you know, I then get to see all these other people, and I'm like, Mike is hilarious. So I like that it introduces me to a bunch of new people. Oh, everything. Oh, yeah. All of the sources were hiding. Yeah, they were on strike. I feel they need to leave 99% of the 80s movies alone, remake other things, or better yet, come up with new ideas. Yeah, that for sure. Like I said, I would rather have them do the opposite, or like what we were talking about, where they keep making live action remakes of like animated stuff. I want them to make animated movies of live action stuff. So I've got to run to work meeting. No need to apologize. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful work meeting. But yeah, luckily, Sassy, it's an AI poster, so you don't have to worry about it. The Neverending Story remake is not real. Animated remakes would go hard. I think so. I feel like they should do that, especially with like classic movies. I think they could do some amazing things. Bring them up to date, make them super cool. I feel like it would be great. No reason not to. Never cared for live action remakes. They're infinitely less impressive than the original. I think there was a time where I was very interested in live action remakes. Like I'd be like, oh, I would really love to see what this would look like. Yeah, you know, with live actors and all that sort of stuff. But I think now over the years, I've just been so disappointed repeatedly that I'm like, I don't, I don't have high hopes for them. So now anytime like a live action thing is announced, I'm like, oh, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what the last live action movie I have seen, because typically what happens is, it gets announced, people are very wary about it, but people go see it anyways, and then at best they're like, it's okay, and that happens pretty much with all of them, or they're terrible, but like at best it's like, oh, it's okay. Oh, Ponce, welcome in, how are you? And so I think I just avoid most live action remakes unless I hear it's amazing, which I don't think I've ever heard. But I treat a lot of movies that way also. Like if I'm just at all on the fence, I'm like, I'll wait to see what everyone else says, and then I'll make a decision based on like, you know, the general perception. Because also typically what ends up happening is, you know, when a movie comes out, everyone will be like, this is amazing, and then give it a month and people will be like, actually, you know what, it was only okay. And so that's why I sometimes, like, I don't think I've been to the theaters this year at all. And it's just because, I don't know, I'm just like, I'll just wait for it to be on streaming or something. Oh, Ponce, how's it going? I'll watch shows, but I don't have the mind for full films. Fair. I think it depends. It depends for me. I enjoy a good film. But I don't know. It kind of just depends on what I'm going for, in the mood for. But I really haven't been in the mood for any shows either, you know? So it's been weird. Again, I've been watching a lot of YouTube. Meeting canceled. I'm back. I'm so glad that your meeting was canceled. I'm sad the Yakuza show is not good. I heard it wasn't. I heard like it's not like it's Yakuza in name only, basically. Like they use the characters' names and stuff, but it's not apparently a very good show. They don't understand it. Yeah, that's sad. Another game adaptation to throw into the pile. You know? Used to watch all the Marvel movies because I'm a fan of the comics. I've regressed back to the point I only care about the comics again. The films can go kick rocks. I still like the movies. I haven't... I kind of fell off the shows a bit. Like, I didn't watch Agatha. I honestly have zero interest in Agatha. I know a lot of people really liked it. I just don't care. I'm just like, I don't know why we're focused on side characters right now when, like, we basically have nothing for any of the main characters. The hype has certainly died down, I think. The momentum has. I actually still haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine. Side fact, I haven't seen any of the any of the Deadpool movies. I will probably just watch the Deadpool and Wolverine. And Calix, welcome in. How are you? I saw most of Agatha's on TikTok. You know, that's the thing, is that I feel like people just post. Like, I feel like I know most of the show based on what I've seen on social media. So it's honestly like nothing would be a surprise for me if I watched it now. But like, I was just like, I don't like, Agatha was such a throwaway character in the comics. Like, I mean, she has important, she's not like a main character. She does important things in some stories, but isn't like a, you know, so I was just like, I don't care about this. I would rather hear about, like, I don't know, like anything else just about, but I feel like there's also another show that I never watched Echo. I feel like there's something else. I didn't watch. I feel like I've missed a bunch. I'm ready to get back into Marvel, but I'm waiting for them to actually get like into a direction. I need them to hop into a direction and start going somewhere. I'll be excited when they get into more X-Men, like, official movies. I think that will be exciting because I love the X-Men. But, oh. Did my stream just take a dip or something? Or was it just my iPad? I looked over. Oh, it did. I just saw that I think my internet did a thing. Let's see. I felt that way about most movie adaptations of books I've read. There have been very few book-movie combos where I liked the movie more. The books just have so much more detail. That's probably fair. I'm not as big of a reader, so I don't run into that issue all that often. We need the writers of Fallout. Oh, I have hot Fallout show takes. I've actually never played Fallout or watched the show. But I've heard the show's good, but I mean, I don't know what the general perception is. It's pretty cool, though. It's like the B character movies with no Spider-Man. Goodness. What was, Madam Web? I just am like, I think currently Marvel, they don't have like a very clear direction where they want to go. Part of that is the whole, the whole thing happened with the actor, and now he's no longer the villain, and so they were like, we're just never gonna address this villain again, and we're gonna move on. And so like right now they're just sort of in this weird standstill, and they're like doing a lot of stuff to introduce new characters, which I think that's also why things have slowed down to a crawl. I think something they should have done better is integrate new characters into current teams, so that way, like, you start to get used to these other characters, you see them in other things, and then you can like look forward to that stuff. Like, you know, like if you're mixing something with dough, you know, you fold it in so it all gets mixed in nice. But instead they're like, we're going to introduce all of these new characters. It's clear they're trying to set up for like a Young Avengers type story in the future, but they're taking so long to get there that I feel like the characters that they are getting, or the actors that they're getting to play the Young Avengers, are going to be like much older by the time we even get there. So I don't know. They're just like, they should have, you know, if you're going to introduce Kate Bishop Hawkeye, you need to bring her into something else very quickly. I'm excited about the Thunderbolts. I think that actually looks really good. I'm excited to see all of that. I will probably go see Captain America. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about those, but anyway. It feels like the lower the budget from a big name, the better the show is. I can see that. I think also if they give the like showrunners and stuff some creative freedom, but you also have to make sure that the showrunners like enjoy the show, like the source material. I think that's also a big thing. I think Echo is the only one I've missed so far. Nobody talks about Echo, but I haven't heard bad things, but I just haven't heard anything. Agatha is better than Alien Invasion. I didn't see it. To be fair, the movies have always tried to bring up less popular characters from the comics. You want direction. Well, but the thing is, I think what they do is like, they take some unknown characters, but they mix them in with characters you care about. So that way it's like, it's a good mix of those things, which I think that's what's being needed. Like, they've introduced so many characters over the past couple of years and have done nothing with them since then. They're just like, this person exists now, but who knows if you'll see them ever again. And I think that's where it's like, it feels very directionless and not like, yeah, I think that's why it's like, I have very little interest in a lot of these characters right now, is because they're like not, I don't know, they're not doing anything. You want direction, jump ship and start reading the new Ultimates run. I haven't been reading comics in forever. It just gets so expensive. I used to like, you know, buy the, you know, single editions or whatever, but single issues, but just so expensive. But yeah, counted adaptations are good. Marvel movies want to keep being relevant by releasing other stuff in between the big shots that are also meh. Yeah, I think they've done too much. They've like oversaturated by like just trying to always have something out. But that makes people like not want to watch them when it's like, it's too much for everyone to keep up with. Also, if you feel like you have to watch something so that you know what's going on in the overall story and all of that. And I think that's where, I don't know, it's just like, I will say, I think they should do more, like, if they want to do stuff like that, I think it's fine. I think they should do more stuff like Werewolf by Night, which is, I think, actually one of my favorite Marvel things that they have done, where it feels so far removed, actually, from the rest of the Marvel, you know, cinematic universe, but it was like really well done. I thought it was like fun. I thought some of the fights were good. Like it also just, again, it has such a unique feel to it. It being black and white, though I think they released like a color version the next year. But it's black and white. It actually felt like Buffy to me. It felt like a Buffy episode, but Marvel. I loved that. I thought it was really, like, I think what I liked is they, you know, introduced some characters, but it just felt so complete in its thing. I feel like it'd be great if we did see them elsewhere, but it's not something that I feel like it, you know, and maybe also part of it is like the time investment in that, because it was only like hour and a half, something like that. Versus like, I would say like an Agatha show, it's 8 episodes, each, 40 to an hour long. So like there's way more time commitment there, but like just seeing a bite size, like it really feels like a one-shot comic to me, like Werewolf by Night. I thought that was just, again, and I didn't know like any of the characters really from that. I'm sure I'd come across some of them before in comics, but like I had no investment there. But like I just thought, oh, that was so good. The actors did a great job. I thought it was just so perfect. I really loved that. I heard they're going to make the Thunderbolts fight Sentry. Yeah, I think Sentry is like in the main cast. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty positive. I forgot about Kate Bishop. Haley Steinfeld. There we go. Is wonderful. Supposedly, they are going to make a Hawkeye season 2. I think they're going to start filming fall of next year, which I think is cool. Because I loved Hawkeye is one of my favorite superheroes, or like Avengers, and I really enjoyed the show, and so I'm excited for more. I'm glad that Jeremy Renner. I assume they were waiting for him to like heal up and stuff and make sure that he could like do things. So I wonder if he's gonna have more of like a he's gonna take a step back sort of. Honestly, I feel like if they were gonna do like a Young Avengers and they needed somebody like an Avenger to sort of like be their like parent, like their mentor, like or whatever, he would be like a great option for that, I think. But let me tell you bad things in that case. Echo's boring, couldn't finish it. Oh no. Oh, we're talking Marvel. We are too much to bear. How are you? How's it going? Secret Invasion. Oh yeah, Secret Invasion. Yes, Secret Invasion was terrible. I had like high hopes for it, but then ended up being just awful. And I feel like that's one of those things where it's like we're never gonna hear of some of those characters ever again. It was also terrible because they killed off so many people for no reason. Like people from the main MCU series, like of movies, they just killed them. And it seems like for what purpose? Who knows? Have a library card and Libby Hoopla has been the best thing for trying to read comics. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, I guess you can. I think I have heard that before, that you can check out comics and stuff from the library. Backseat mentor kind of thing. My favorite superhero isn't in the movies in any capacity. I'm honestly glad about it. They always ruin my favorite characters. Who's your favorite character? Literally for no reason. Yeah, they killed off so many people in Secret Invasion who were like talented actors who like could do their characters well. Like they performed their characters well, and I think people liked their characters too. So it was just like odd that they did that. Still salty about Secret Invasion. Yeah, it just wasn't. Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde is my favorite superhero. The unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Yeah, that would be tough. That would be tough. I could imagine that would be difficult. Though she's been like a fan favorite to be cast, so I wonder if they will eventually bring her in. But yeah, Kitty Pryde is actually my favorite X-Men. And has been my favorite superhero for a very long time. I feel like she is also, if I could have any superpower, phasing through solid objects and stuff would be, intangibility would be mine. They actually were going to bring her in with the Great Lakes Avengers show, but then they axed the project. Oh, interesting. She's the best. Jet beat me to it. They were going to cast Milana Vaintrub. Never heard of them. I remember for a while people were wanting, what's her name, from Pitch Perfect. They were like really wanting her to be Anna Kendrick. They wanted her to be Squirrel Girl for no reason, I think, besides she vaguely kind of looks like her. I think that's one of those, I hate fan castings of things sometimes because I'm like, why? Like, do we actually think this person would do a good job? I mean, maybe, but like, I think it's just she looks kind of squirrel adjacent. She has some squirrel features, you know, but like I don't know. She plays SG in a lot of other Marvel projects. The role is hers if they ever do it. Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Milana, I mean. Oh, interesting. So she does like the voices in like cartoons and stuff? I just had to look her up, but Milana's funny. She was in Werewolves Within and other stuff. Never even heard of that. Again, I haven't really been watching things, so... I don't think I've ever seen this person in my life. Okay, I'm looking at movies and shows. A Good Day to Die Hard? I don't think I watched that one. I think the last one I saw was... What was, Also, yeah, I don't think I've seen anything that she's been in. Looking at this. What was no, not A Good Day to Die Hard. What was, Die Hard movies? Live Free or Die Hard. That was the last one that I watched. 2007. I have no doubt the MCU would ruin her though. So again, yeah, the Squirrel Girl would be very difficult to do, but I mean, like, I don't know. I guess, I mean, they've done some pretty weird characters before. It would have to be like, I don't know. I think what they need to do with the X-Men is make sure that they make them very personable. Like they need to get actors who are very relatable, and they need to get, you know, directors and writers that can make them very, like, grounded despite their superpowers, which is where Squirrel Girl with no budget, let's go. Where they, because I feel like that's where, I think that's where Marvel characters shine in general, is that they're very, like, they feel very real. Like their writing and their motivations and all of that, they seem very, I don't know. Again, I would say relatable, but I feel like one of the things that you have to do with X-Men for it to be, like, pretty well done is you need to make sure that, like, the characters are likable, they're relatable, they're very grounded, because I feel like that's kind of their whole thing, is like, you know, they are all struggling with wanting to be normal, or like feeling like, or like, you know, being people, but everyone else sees them as different because of their, you know, their abilities and all that sort of stuff. So you need actors who can really, like, I think, convey that. So we'll see, but that's kind of what I'm hoping. So I think they could potentially do Squirrel Girl fine, and I think people who don't know Marvel stuff would be like, why is there a squirrel child or however old, you know, she is? Why is there a half squirrel person on the screen right now? But, like, I think if they get someone who can play her in a way that's, like, I mean, true to her character, but also can come across as very just, like, you know, genuine and relatable, I think that would be, like, a good way to do it. Because I feel like, I mean, there are pretty weird characters already. Like, I remember thinking it was weird that they were going to have Rocket in movies. I kind of actually, before Guardians of the Galaxy came out, I was like, I feel like people are going to be really weirded out that there's a talking raccoon and a tree person in these movies. But they made them out to be so, like, I mean, Rocket was very funny, and I think as you, like, got to know him and stuff, I feel like he becomes more and more, like, understandable and relatable as a character. Even in the first movie, a little bit. He's more used for comic relief in the first one, but I like he has some emotional moments even in the first one. So I don't know. You get to, I don't know. It's just different. So it really depends, I think, on the writers and all that stuff. But I'm hoping, because again, X-Men have always been my favorite, like Marvel series, and so I am very much hoping that they do not let me down, because the Fox movies are not good. And I need these to be good, please. And I need Kitty Pryde to have a prominent role, and I need her to stop being overshadowed by Wolverine, please. Please stop doing that. Give her, she's a main character, I promise. But they keep just being like, and here's a girl who can walk through walls. Let's watch her walk through a door. Wow, incredible. And then that's like all they do with her for most of the movie. I don't think it would be impossible for someone to get Squirrel Girl wrong, to be clear. I just think MCU would. Right, yeah, I understood. That sentence is all sorts of messed up. Hold on, let me retake. It's not a Squirrel Girl problem, it's an MCU problem. Everything, they touch turns to salt. I think it just depends. They just really need to get the right team aboard. I really love the MCU, so I'm I feel like there is the chance there for something good, but it just depends on the team, like the team behind it. Breeze, welcome in. How are you? How have you been? Ultimate X-Men wrote her better. Kitty Pryde? I don't remember what they did with Kitty. I didn't really get into Ultimate X-Men all that much. My favorite one is actually Astonishing X-Men. I think that was fantastic. They would definitely not be able to start with that, because it kind of requires, like, I think Astonishing X-Men is great because of everything that comes before it and like the setup for those characters. But that was kind of when you started to see Kitty getting a little bit more, like, I don't know. She felt more mature, I guess, in that. And especially how she deals with it. It's like Kitty coming back to the school. Emma Frost is in charge, and Kitty doesn't like Emma, and because Emma Frost is one of like the first villains that she like comes across, I think, in her own history. So she like does not trust her, I thought the writing was so good. The story beats were good, but that's like, I think, one of my favorite like arcs of Kitty Pryde and all of that. She had her dragon back. Yeah. Lockheed, and didn't have a thing with anyone. She was strong, independent. The new Ultimate X-Men is the weakest of the new Ultimates IMO. Haven't read it, all of it. Lockheed's great. I actually have I bought a Funko Pop that was like I think San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from a few years back, that it's Kitty and Lockheed. I haven't opened it because I was like, I don't know. I'm not even really like a collector. And I just need more Bluey, like the dog. Now, the one mutant that I really hope they bring into the movies is Jazz. Does anybody know who Jazz is? Peach Momoko definitely went in a unique direction with it, and I think it's good to have an experimental book. I'm glad it's there and in that universe, but it hasn't hooked me. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard much about that. Jazz is a mutant who his only mutation is that he's blue. And he is like literally worthless. I think he's also a rapper, I think. But that's not a power. That's just like what he does. So I really hope they just make him a character. That'd be excellent. There's actually a few different like stories that I think would be cool. They're like there's some interesting characters that I think they could bring in. There's a character named Wallflower that I think would be kind of cool. She has the ability to I think it's like explained that it's like pheromones and that she's able to like manipulate people on a like emotional level, or maybe it's just emotional manipulation or something like that. But she's like, she can like remote, like she does. It's not like Guardians of the Galaxy. What's her name? It's not like her who she has to like touch you in order to make you feel something. She can just like kind of do it remotely. Wallflower is also like I think you only in the comics she's only seen as like a kid. She's probably like in high school or something. But she gets assassinated from the future because apparently she gets so strong that she can apparently put whole armies to sleep just at like her own will. So she gets assassinated from just some guy in the future comes back and kills her. And I think that is wild to me. So I'm like, I feel like that would be kind of an interesting character to have. Maybe, I don't know, even in just that way, that'd be kind of wild if they have her character there, and then just, that would be some of the weirdest X-Men stuff to happen. The finale was so good, and I don't know when they might make another season. I've heard they've like are really trying to bring it back. I need to actually, I've seen a couple of episodes and I loved it. And so I need to actually go back. It's very cozy. Remember when they killed up Darwin in the movies? Oh boy, that was like the one guy whose powers are if about to die, don't. Yeah, that was. I the whole time I was like, he's coming back, right? The entire time, never once did I didn't. Yeah, that was so strange. Vix, welcome in. Hi, Jet. It's late, so likely won't be awake for long. But just want to say hi because it's been. Oh, wait, I've been too sick to be here lately. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well, but thank you for popping in and saying hello. Wallflower would be cool. There is another mutant. Her name, I think her name is Kaiden, or it could be Kiden. I don't really know, but it's Kiden. Kaiden? That's how I would say it. Kaiden Nixon. I don't think she doesn't have an X-Men name. But she was in a side story or like a side series called NYX. There is a new series I think called NYX, which she was in an older series called NYX. It actually also features X-23 as a child in there. They're all in like high school. But she has a super cool power, and I feel like that would be really neat in whether they do it in a show or in a movie. I think she would be kind of cool. She has it's also like a pretty dark story. Like NYX is a very dark series overall. Like all the four main characters pretty much are incredibly impoverished, and like their lives are terrible. They definitely don't have ideal lives, and it could be kind of a neat story. They would have to change some things for sure. There's some things that I don't think would fly. Absolutely not. Especially because they've changed some things with X-23 already. So I feel like they probably wouldn't even go there, which is a good thing. But Kaiden can she can't control time, but she can essentially slow it down to where it's like basically stopped. But like it can go on. It just moves very, very slowly. I think at some point when she like finally gets used to her powers, she says that like she would spend weeks at a time like in this sort of, state of where everything is frozen or whatever. But it's seemingly the only way she can come back out of slowed down time is by touching somebody, like skin to skin contact. But when she does, it's done with like the full force of like with such force of like time coming back to the present, or like going back to normal, that like the first time she speaking of dark stories, the first time she uses her powers is because someone brings a gun to school and tries shooting her, I think. Yeah, someone tries to shoot her. And she stops time by like screaming. And she's like super confused. She sees the bullet like hanging there in the air. And she like goes over to the guy and she touches him and like breaks his arm, and like time comes back. And then like I think her teacher gets hit. And the teacher's a main character of the series. And so like it was like super. But like anyway, the way she uses her powers are very interesting. There's also another character that I don't think you really see ever again. I forget her name, which is probably not good. Like it probably shows she never came back. But it's a girl who can transform into animals, but she needs to touch the blood of the animal in order to transform into it. She also happens to be like a vet tech or something like that. So she has access to this. But I think she like. There was like she was about to get like beat up by a gang or something, and then Daz will come in. She's like cornered in an alley. She's about to get beat up by a gang, and there's like a cat or something in the alley who like gets hurt in the process or scratches her or something, and she ends up getting like some of the cat's blood on her, and then she turns into this like, she doesn't turn into like an animal fully. She kind of is kind of more, well no, animorphs, they turn into the animal. It's more she turns into like a whatever. So like, it's like she's normal size, like her size, but she's this like weird kind of mutated version of whatever animal's blood she has touched. Anyway, I don't think she ever comes back. I don't recall ever hearing about her again. It's a weird series. A furry. I mean, not really. She doesn't have anime eyes. Let's see. Kaiden Nixon. Who's so X-23, Lara Kinney is in it. Tatiana. And then there's another character, Bobby and Lil Bro. It's a duo. And that was, I can't remember what their whole thing was, but it was also very weird. Bobby's soul, mutant with the ability to project his consciousness into other individuals and take control of their bodies. A side effect is that he suffers from varying degrees of amnesia after returning to his own body. He is apparently also known as Felon. And then Lil Bro, Bobby's soul's mute autistic little brother. He is shown to have unknown psionic abilities that are somehow connected to Kaiden's visions of the ghost of her dead father. So much lore. It is insinuated that he became non-responsive. Oh boy. I won't read the rest of that sentence. This series was dark. I'm just gonna say that. It was very dark. Right. I think there is... Kaiden is having like visions of her dead father, and I think at some point is kind of implied that maybe Little Bro is like making them happen or something, but like I don't think they ever get into it. The series kind of stops. Like they didn't continue any of those stories really. Supposedly Kaiden, I'm sorry, and I'll catch up with chat in a second. I haven't read anything in a bit. I've just been in an X-Men tangent. Kaiden comes back in another series later as an adult, but she is being used in some machine that some villain is using, and he's trying to use her to like siphon her abilities and like maybe use her to control time in some way. I believe they have to kill her in order to like stop him or something, so that sort of is a lame way to use her character. I hate when they do that. Surely there's another way. Anyway, Daz, how are you? How have you been? Sorry. people who adapt comics into film and TV make strange, weird decisions. Yes, they do. And I think part of it is, I can't remember which project it was recently where they got someone to like adapt a thing. I think it was a Marvel project, and maybe it was a video game, but I feel like it was a Marvel project. And when asked like why, or like why they made certain decisions, or like why they did this, the person was like, oh, I didn't like this character at all in the comic, so I decided to like just make these changes. It was like, what? Like, they, if they're gonna be like the main character, you should probably find somebody who really likes the material or gets the character or whatever. I don't know. Feeling better now, still not 100%, but been sick since Thursday. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Vix. I hope you feel better, because yeah, it'll almost be a week soon. I have a guy in my writing with very similar powers. Ooh, that's dope. Gotta go, have a good stream. TM, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out with us. It was a good chat. But yeah, I love the X-Men. I really hope that what we have in store for us for future X-Men movies and stuff will actually be like good. Because I'm a little nervous that it's going to be terrible, but we will see when the time comes. And Daz, oh, hold on. I'll wait for my camera to catch up. There you go. I just turned on my Steam Deck, that's why. Thank you so much for the 10 stream streak, Daz. I appreciate it. How are you enjoying Final Fantasy 16? I really want to play that at some point. I love Final Fantasy. I've played a lot of the older ones. Like, I think I've played like, have I played 3? Like, I can't remember. I feel like I've maybe played Final Fantasy 3. Final Fantasy 5 is one of my favorites. Maybe I played 6. 7 is good. I really enjoyed 7 Remake and Rebirth. I thought those were fantastic. Very excited for the next one. 8 is my all-time favorite, and I really want them to remake that. I started 9 and I did not get very far. I hear there's a 9 remake coming out soonish. That's the rumor. And if that's the case, I'm just kind of waiting now to play that instead of going back to the original. Beat 10, never played 11 or 12. Because 11 was an online one, I think. And then that ended. I never played 12. 13, I only played the first one of that series. I have played the MMO before. Not a big MMO person. Loved 15. And then, yeah, I want to play 16. Just feeling lethargic now with a slight cough, but way better than I was over the weekend. Oh, so good. Well, I'm glad. MG, so good. I didn't enjoy Remake. I didn't finish it, but I loved watching you play Rebirth. Ah, thank you. This one's for you. Do it next game. It's on special at the moment. Is it? On PlayStation? Is it? Oh, because of like Black Friday deals? Let me see the price. If the price is good, I've been waiting for a sale. Let me search for it. Hold on. Sony. Weird. Me signing in, it's just like something went wrong. I'll just search without looking, without logging in. Final Fantasy 16. Oh, it's 25% off here. $37.49. I really want to play it. I like that. What's his face? The guy who voices Clive. His name is Ben? Ben Star. Ben Star. There we go. He's a huge Final Fantasy nerd, and I love that. I love that for him, that he gets to voice a main character in a series. And I love that his favorite Final Fantasy is 8, like mine. And I love that he appreciates it. I would love for him to, like, voice... I mean, I don't know if they would do this. He should, because he's such a big fan of 8, I feel like he should voice, like, Squall or somebody important, so that way he gets, like, I don't know. I would like somebody who is in love with that game to, you know, get to, like, I don't know. I feel like that'd be good. That well-named actor called Ben. Well, I was trying to, I couldn't think of his name, but I was like, is right there. So I was right. It's like, I feel like feels like a Ben. That guy seems Ben-ish. Anyway, I'll play 16 at some point. We have quite a few games that we need to get through. Zelda's gonna be next. We're gonna be playing a lot of that in December. But I'll be keeping an eye out on 16. But friends, we'll go ahead and take our break now. And then we'll come back and hop into Chicken Police. We'll continue where we left off. We're going to see how far we get today. Anyway, if you need a stand-up stretch, etc., now is a perfect time to go do so. And I will BRB. Embers, welcome in, BRB!
Take this pause to rejuvenate. Stand, stretch, hydrate. We will be back in just a few moments.
And welcome back, everybody. And welcome in, Emmers. How are you? Ben Stark is a good Tifa cosplay. I've seen it. He is ridiculous. He also hosted the game, no, not the Game Awards, some award show a little bit ago, like last week. And he wore Squall's necklace, Griever. And I was like, so cool. I love that. But welcome in, Emmers. Question, Emmers, did you see the popcorn bucket for the War of Rohirrim? The Lord of the Rings movie? Because it's ridiculous. If you haven't, it's pretty wild. I think I have a photo of it. And for everyone else, the AMC popcorn bucket for the like anime Lord of the Rings movies coming out looks like this. It's like a Warhammer. I can't tell the scale of this. Like, is it a very small popcorn bucket? Like, does it actually not hold a lot of popcorn? Or is the handle like, I don't know. I can't tell what's happening. I honestly don't know what's happening with popcorn buckets nowadays. It feels like we've gone a step too far at this point. I mean, it's probably been too far. Like, it is. This is, at least at AMC theaters here in the States, this is their absolutely a step too far. Like, I'm trying to imagine how this works. Like, are you gonna be sitting there? Like, are you gonna have to tilt the like popcorn bucket so the handle is like facing away from you? So that way, who wants to eat popcorn from a stick? How do you even hold that? Well, the thing is, I'm sure you hold like the head of the hammer, but it's like, what do you do with the rest of it? I don't. Maybe that could be gonna annoy everyone beside you in theater. Yeah, that for sure. Because like if you have it off to the side, it's definitely hitting somebody. That's why I can't tell. Like, is it just a small bucket and like it doesn't hold a lot of popcorn, which feels like that would be a waste. But I don't know. It just I saw this. Sounds like this is. I hate everything about that. I saw this. Sounds like this is absolutely wild. Like I mean, like I kind of want it out of just curiosity. But yeah, I need a picture of somebody holding it so that I can see the scale exactly, you know? Because I feel like either the handle is going to be very annoying or the bucket doesn't hold a lot of popcorn, which is equally annoying, you know? And so you're just holding an unwieldy bowl. is basically what's happening. And that doesn't sound fun. However, if you did get it, it would be fun to use that for other things. Like take it and bring snacks around. Or like use it as an office lunchbox. You know, that would be cool. You just take your Warhammer everywhere with you and you always have a snack. I feel like that would be incredible. I mean, I probably won't. I really wanted the Garfield popcorn bucket, and I didn't get that. So I doubt I will get this one. But I hope... I wonder if there is a War of Rohirrim. I wonder if there is somebody, like, holding it. No. There is another popcorn bucket for another, or wait, or maybe it's not a popcorn bucket. No, it's not. It's just, okay, I was about to say, I thought this was, but it's actually just you can get looks like an old wooden stein. Like a mug that says Lord of the Rings on it. Anyway. If you don't, at least look out for something. Yeah, I'll try to see if I can find a picture of somebody holding it, because, yeah, it seems wild. That's so cool. I know, it's ridiculous. But all right. Friends, we're going to hop back into Chicken Police. If you don't know what's happening, I will try to catch you up a little bit. So, I can't show you the main character because he's not on this list, but we are playing Sunny Featherland. This is our partner, Marty McChicken. We are both chickens, and we are both police. We are currently, the overarching case seems to be, this praying mantis has come to us saying that her husband's body was stolen. And like he had died, and then his body went missing. We went into what is called the Hive, which is basically like this segregated ghetto where the insects live and have been like kind of forced to live. And we went to investigate. We learned that more bodies have actually been stolen out of graves. We had a beetle friend who was also a private detective that we had like apparently we had known from the past. We found him in his home, shot or stabbed. I can't remember which. Maybe shot. And he says that he discovered something, and something to do with a textile factory, and he ends up dying before he can like tell us what's happening. I have a theory of what it is. The game hasn't confirmed it yet, but I think we're going to figure it out, which, basically we've also been learning about meat, which is an abbreviation for something. I can't remember what it is, but it's basically a meat substitute that has been, that's fed to people. Like you can buy it. Brad, welcome in. Hello, it's good to see you. How are you? So meat, because these are all animal people. They, I guess, like used to eat each other and stuff, but like they have now gotten to a point where it's like kind of like Zootopia, sort of. You know, like they don't hunt each other now. So instead, someone created meat, which is like, again, a meat substitute, but it tastes very much like meat. I think we are going to discover that meat is actually made of the insect people, which would be kind of wild, because it means that they are like, you know, using like poverty-stricken people's bodies as food for like the main city and stuff, which would be kind of crazy. I think that's where the story is going, but we'll see. But currently we're on like a side story involving an actor named Cassidy Lupus. He is a well-known actor, is very full of himself, and he is being blackmailed for having an affair. He is married to a rabbit lady, and he's having an affair with a cat person. And we need to try to figure out who is blackmailing him, I believe. And maybe, is he being threatened? Hold on. Cassie Lupus. Yes, he's receiving threatening messages now. That's what it is. Okay, and we're going to go to, he has a movie premiere. We're going to go to that movie premiere, I think just to kind of watch and protect him and stuff. The king is supposed to be there. It's a very big deal. But anyway, that's sort of, we're kind of in a side story right now. The chief police has asked us to like look into this. We just interrogated Cassidy, and that's how we learned about the affair and all of that. So anyway, that's where we're at. This is Lucas.
Crest deep in trouble. Here we go again, because of a paranoid whiner. I understand the king himself will be the guest of honor at the premiere.
Hector? Oh, he's an old personal friend of mine. We used to have cigar-smoking, brandy-tasting Clawville wildcard nights together.
So you two are close?
He's practically my brother. Some people say we're distant relatives, but even I think that's just a rumor. Though I always thought there was something majestic in our family.
Yeah, I figured that right away. So how did you meet Meredith?
It was quite a strange story. I hadn't even heard of her before. But then, suddenly, it came up that she might write a biography of me. Of course, I was very interested, although I must admit I was enamored by her long legs, her wagging tail, and her playful whiskers.
Well, she's not a small-town woman, that's for sure.
Marty, a little professionalism, please. So how was the rest?
Oh, you know, I offered her a drink. Then things happened fast. And then the rest came naturally.
You slept with her right away?
What could I do?
Right. That's the only option in this situation.
And they photographed you. What a coincidence.
Yeah, too much of a coincidence for my taste. Tell me, does your wife know about your affair?
Of course not. That's one of the main reasons I'm trying to avoid it leaking out.
I see. And the, cat thing, does she know about that?
I'm afraid she does. She's trying her best to cure me, and I swear I want to heal, but it's so hard. You see, as soon as I entered the station, I was bumped into by a colleague of yours, a bobcat lady. Needless to say, Chief Inspector Bloodboil had to drag me away from her.
I wouldn't worry about Miss Vasquez. She'd bite you in half. But I see your point. I feel sorry for your wife.
As am I. You know, once you get to know her, she's a real piece of work. More than that, a masterpiece.
I believe you, Mr. Lupus.
Miss Vasquez. I think she was in the first game. That name sounds very familiar. Okay, so we have nothing else there.
What happened to the guy who had this?
You mean that shark who beat his buddy to death with his surfboard and then tried to eat it to destroy the evidence?
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. How nice of you to say out loud what we both know already.
You know, sometimes I feel like someone's watching us.
You took the words right out of my beak. Is there any other part of the city we haven't been to yet?
I doubt it. And you know what? I'm getting really sick of it.
Oh, come on. You're just saying that.
I'm serious, Marty.
You mean you're really going on a trip around the world? I thought you just wanted attention.
You're an asshole.
Why? Everybody needs a little attention sometimes, and you don't have any family or friends or...
All right, just stop it right there, Marty.
Okay, shit. Someone's having a bad day.
Yeah, like you know who? Frank.
Oh. Yeah. Right. You're right. I'll shut up.
Good.
Frank is our beetle friend that died.
Wow. Well, that's, what can I say? I can't even find my words in this mess.
It's perfectly organized chaos, Marty. Everything has its place and purpose.
Uh-huh. Good one. And all that stuff on the floor?
Full use of available space.
Okay. I'm not pushing it.
Okay, anything else?
Moses's desk. Quick. Let's dig through it before he's back.
What an outrageous idea, Marty.
But I'm right, aren't I?
Yep, but make it quick. I'm on watch.
Hurry heavens, look at this.
A letter.
A letter from the royal palace. It's a commission from the crown.
It says the mission is confidential, as was the last. Please treat it with the utmost discretion. As soon as the team is assembled, get in contact immediately. Otherwise, we will be looking for you.
The last? So these two buffoons have worked for the king before?
There was that incident with the Clawville Express, remember?
We don't know much about what happened there.
That's my point.
So Moses and Plato are getting secret commissions straight from the king? That's...
Suspicious.
No, it's awesome. I mean, awesome for them. But why not us? We're the frickin' chicken police, for the love of the wild ones.
Don't worry, Marty. You want to know what this is about or not?
Of course I do. These two furballs are on my death list now.
When the time comes, we'll confront them with this. Don't you worry.
Yeah, we've got them.
Ooh. The mission is confidential, as was the last. It's a cool envelope. Okay.
Have you ever been here before?
Why? Because it's tidy? Order is the soul of everything. You could learn from me, old bird.
This isn't just order, Marty. No living animal has ever worked here. That's for clucking sure.
Ah, what can I say? I'm an open book to you.
Sometimes I think that's just the surface, and there's more underneath.
But then you realize that you overthink everything.
What can I say? I'm an open book to you, partner.
I love the writing. Okay.
You have to admit, the old dog is as stubborn as a mule, and just as smelly. Sir, if I may say so.
Sonny,
Yes, sir?
you made the right decision. I'm glad you did.
Did I have a choice?
No, not really. But you gave in more easily than usual.
Maybe I'm getting old, sir. I have less and less time to argue.
That's a good one.
Happy to please.
Be at the premiere and keep an eye on Mr. Lupus. Have some champagne. You'll survive. And then you can go to your usual trespassing business.
What do you mean, sir? We never...
Martin, stop blabbing. I've seen how anxious you are to get in your car and start making trouble.
Sonny, I think we've become predictable.
Then it's time to do something surprising.
Now get out of my sight, you chickens.
Yes, sir.
What else do you want?
I guess nothing. For now.
Then get your drumsticks out of here, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What else do you want? Go on, get moving.
Sir, are you all right?
Wait, what?
You know, in the old days, you would have thrown this clown out.
Sonny, I don't think we should do this.
Leave it, Martin. Santino's right. A few years ago, I would have. But those days are gone.
What do you mean?
Just look at me. I haven't been the same since the massacre. And neither has the city. The gangs are tearing us apart. And we need all the support we can get to keep order.
You mean the king?
Men like Lupus are the king's lackeys. If we help them, we help ourselves. And our common cause to clean up the city once and for all.
I see. Well, thank you for your honesty, sir.
Just get things done, and the city will be set right.
That's unusually optimistic of you, sir.
You see? I am getting old, too.
We'll do what we can, Chief.
Give me 1 second, and I will be right back. Jetpack Dude, hello. Like a fever dream, yes. This would be very weird if you've never heard of this before, but yes, this is called Chicken Police. They are half human, half, well, not even half animal. It's just their heads, really. Like, they all have human hands and stuff, for the most part. There are some people that don't. But anyway, I need a BRB real quick, and then we'll be right back. So, 1 second.
This is your time, Jetpack Gang. Stand up, move around, grab a snack, hydrate. The stream will resume in just a few minutes.
All right, welcome back. Sorry, my stomach was kind of hurting there for a second, but I'm better now. Yeah, so this is a detective game. It is a point-and-click noir detective series, actually. There is a Chicken Police 1 called Paint It Red. This is Into the Hive. And there's actually, this is a part of, I guess this is the main series in a sort of like world of games. So there's another game coming out soon that's called like Last Train to Clawville. There's a Zips Cafe, which is sort of like Coffee Talk. But it all takes place within like the same universe. I think they have a side, not is it a side scroller? I forget. I don't think so. It's sort of like a top-down, just like brawler that's coming out soon. But anyway, this is the main series. We are the main characters are Sonny Featherland and Marty McChicken. We are the Chicken Police. We are currently well, the main story is we're trying to find who is responsible for stealing a dead body. Someone died, and then their body went missing, and his widow has hired us to like look into it. But we are currently doing a side case because the chief police, Blood Boil, who's behind me, has asked us to assist a famous actor from being he's being blackmailed and has received some threatening messages. He has a movie premiere tonight, and so we will be going in order to like protect him. We know the king is going to be there. Also, I did mention this before, but I believe the king might be involved with some of the shady stuff going on. But it's a pretty like mature series, and it's kind of dark, but it's also very funny. There's a lot of good writing, but I love it. It's wonderful.
Tell me, boss, will the king really be at this premiere?
Oh, Sonny, the king is a big fan of cinema and especially historical adventure films. Didn't you read it in the Cosmopelican?
The king is indeed a lover of cinema. And yes, he will be the guest of honor this evening.
I thought it was going to be us.
You'll have to do a lot of toasting at parties like this for that.
Yeah, thanks, I'll pass.
Oh, one more thing. Wear your best dress, detective.
That's what I'm wearing now.
Got it, Chief.
Growl.
Tell me, boss, where are Moses and Plato?
What's that got to do with you?
Well, we got a tip they might be working on some kind of super secret assignment. Maybe for the king.
How do you know about this?
Well, you know, we are detectives.
Don't joke with me, Santino. If the king finds out that the secret mission is known to every little detective in town...
Little detective? That's not nice.
If you know what's good for you, you won't stick your beak into this case. Understood?
Understood, sir. But you do realize that by making statements like that, you're just ruffling our feathers.
I'm not kidding this time, boys. If I find out you've gotten involved in this case, you'll be out of the station.
Yes, sir.
This is a punny game. Absolutely. It thrives on puns. 100%. It's pretty great. I will say, like, despite its look and all of that, it does have some very mature themes. Like, one of the main themes in this game is like racism / like, you know, persecution of and discrimination against the insect people in this universe. We live in a city called Clawville, but there is a segregated area called the Hive, which is where all of the insects have kind of been like sent to live. So it's sort of like a ghetto. There's lots of like crime and gangs over there. There's like gangs that kind of they're like the gangs have more control over the Hive, you know, than probably the police and whatever. So like there's like quite a bit of like in-universe racism, which is weird. And they also say a lot of things that I'm not sure if like in-universe is this what they have said incredibly offensive. Because they'll make certain jokes that like are probably funny to us because they'll make jokes about like stereotypes of like animals, if that makes sense. So like chickens being like if somebody's called a chicken, it means like they're a coward. But they will say that in this, which feels like that would actually be incredibly offensive in universe, if that makes sense, because you're basically saying like this race of person is just like known for being a coward, I guess. So I don't know, like there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, I'm not sure how this makes sense, like, or how this fits in, you know, in the whole universe of how things are related. They all seem to take it very well, so maybe it's like not offensive, but part of me is like, surely that would be like incredibly rude to say. So I don't know, maybe it is. And actually it is a patriarchy. Which is kind of wild. It is a kingdom. And in the previous game, like we've heard about the king before. I'm actually kind of excited because we've never met the king. And I really don't know even what the king looks like. I think maybe there's like a picture of him in the first game, but he's a fox. That's all I know.
If you don't mind me asking, boss, how come Moses and Plato aren't in charge of this buffoonery? I mean, they're your lapdogs these days, aren't they?
They're on other important business, Santino. And Lupus, I don't understand why, but he specifically asked for you.
He's got a problem with foxes?
Moses and Plato have known Mr. Lupus for some time. But if you want to know more, ask them.
I will. We've been so close to them lately.
Really? I think I missed a scene or something.
Okay, we also need to talk to Monica.
Hey, Mon. Tell me, what the hell is all this? Who's waiting for us in the office?
You know what?
Oh.
I've not a clue, and it makes me furious.
You don't know?
We were
But
supposed
you
to talk
know
to her
everything
before.
that's going on here.
Yeah, that's just it. Blood Boil let whoever it is in through the back door, and me, he cut me out completely,
That's outrageous.
right? But I'm not gonna let it go.
Good. Get the old bone chewer by his tail.
Oh, I will.
So that would have been more relevant if we had not already seen who hired us.
Tell me, Mon, did Laura call by any chance?
No, Marty. Sorry.
Any messages?
None.
Never mind. It's okay, she's probably busy.
Yeah. Listen, Marty, if you need a place to stay...
Oh, no, just leave it, Mon. I'll manage. She'll calm down and we'll sort everything out.
Amen to that, Marty.
That's the spirit, you big chicken.
Laura is Marty's wife. They're currently fighting. And we don't really know why, but it seems like she's kicked him out. So the chicken is named Sunny. Sunny side up. Oh, maybe. Oh, I never even thought of that. But that works pretty good. I definitely think the chicken jokes and stuff are not nearly as serious as making a joke to a real person about similar things. I guess, but I feel like, I don't know. It just seems like some of the things that they've said, I can't think of anything right now. But it feels like some of it would be, I don't know. It just feels like it would be offensive to like hint at stuff like that. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe they're all just, I don't know, it's just whatever to them.
Listen, Mon, what do you know about this Lupus fella?
Well, not much. Just what everyone else knows.
Sonny didn't even know he was a movie star.
What? Where do you live, Boss Bird? In a cave?
There you go, old man. What did I tell you?
Ah, leave me the cluck alone. So who is this guy?
Oh, as Marty says, a movie star, a personal friend of the king. And he's got quite a reputation as a ladies' man.
Yeah, well, he seems like a big jerk to me. And now it looks like we've got him round our necks.
How so?
Well, apparently someone plans to kill him at his movie premiere.
No wonder.
What?
Oh, forget it. So what's the deal? You'll have to take care of him, or...
Yeah, like babysitters.
More like bodyguards.
In this case, same thing. The guy's a giant toddler.
That's an understatement.
Wait, Mon, do you know Lupus?
What? No, I don't even like movies that much.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're ready to go then.
But just beware, boys. You know, movie stars like him always have crazy fans. Stalkers who are capable of anything.
Oh, come on, Mon. It's a classic case of petty blackmail. Somebody takes a chance because he's a rich buffoon. Most of the time, it doesn't escalate to violence.
Yeah, most of the time.
But we'll be there to make sure nothing bad happens.
Yeah, sure.
It's already a weird reality of mammals, bugs being half human. Yeah, it's certainly strange. It's also weird that, like, some of them are more human than others, if that makes sense. Like Monica has human arms, but there are some creatures where their arms are more animal-like. The insect people are more insect, seemingly, than human. Where, like the Spider Queen, she had hands, but like they were very like spidery. They looked like they would belong to a spider, if that makes sense. Where hers is just like, it's just a human. So it's interesting that like there seems to be a range of, you know, how animal they are and stuff, which is kind of interesting. But I wonder if they purposely made the bugs more bug-like. Like, I wonder if that's, like, I don't know. I wonder if that's purposeful. But it's, yeah, but it is strange.
Listen, Marty, can you go get some coffee?
What? We had like 5 jugs already today. Your heart's gonna explode, old man.
It's the last one. Then I swear I'll stop, but otherwise, I won't make it through the night.
Okay. All right. Your funeral.
Thanks, young fella.
Did you just dump Marty?
I need to ask you a favor.
Uh-oh. That's a bad start.
Blood Boil wants us to go to the movie premiere and watch for Lupus.
Premiere?
So far, so good.
But we have other things to do, so I'm gonna tell Marty to leave the evening discreetly.
That's all so clear, so where do I come in?
I need you.
Ah, you finally said it.
No, not like that. Listen, without Marty, I'm lost in the crowd.
How so?
And I can't stand the crowd. I don't like crowds. I need someone to keep me grounded so I don't freak out.
Oh, so I'll be the weight that's pulling you down?
Something like that.
I'm really honored. But listen, Sonny, I don't really want to go there.
Yeah, okay. You're right. I understand. I don't know why I even thought.
But I'll do it.
What?
I'll be there, Sonny. And I'm gonna take care of you.
What? No, you don't have to take care of me. Just,
I'll be there, okay?
Yeah. Thanks, Mon. Really. Eternal gratitude.
You'll owe me a coffee for it. A normal coffee, not the PD one.
You got a deal, Mon.
Hey, I brought the coffee.
You know what? You were right. I should take care of my heart.
Are you kidding me?
Sorry, buddy.
Mon?
Leave me out of this.
Oh, so she's gonna come with us. No, so I think Marty is going to go, but I think he said he's going to send Marty away. I wonder if he's gonna have him, like, investigate something during the party. So he was like, I need somebody else with me. I think that's what I got. Let's prepare for the party. Okay. Is there anything else I need to ask you? No? Okay.
Something still smells
Yeah,
fishy to
that's-
me.
You think Lupus didn't tell you everything?
Of course not. And we don't know enough about him.
I know all his movies by heart.
Thanks, Marty. That's a big help.
You're just saying that.
Listen, why don't you go home and try to reconcile with Laura?
Oh, so you're gonna dump me again?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna go home and get my shit together. And I'll talk to Lewis.
What do you want with Mr. Bunny Ears?
You know, he used to move in some pretty high circles. As far as I can tell, he's managed to climb back up to the top recently. Maybe he can tell us something useful about the wolf.
That's not a bad idea. So I'm gonna...
Relax, Marty. You can do it. You're strong.
You think
So he's setting
I
him
think
to
so. You can't
go see
run
Laura.
away forever. You also can't take endless advantage of Lewis's kindness.
You've been doing it for years.
That's beside the point, Marty. You can't end up like me. You have to talk to Laura.
It's kind of weird getting relationship advice from you.
Shut up.
I think I caught his attention of asking Mon to go. Yeah, so yeah, that was kind of confusing, but yeah, it looks like we're sending Marty away.
To be frank, whatever Blood Boil said, I did have a
deal with home
choice.
stuff.
I always have. For example, I could have told him to go to hell. But I had a feeling that this business with Mr. Lupus might be oddly connected to what happened to Frank. And to what's happening at the Hive, for that matter. Or am I seeing things now? Either way, Lewis was an old friend of mine, and he always moved in pretty high places. I wanted to find out more about the wolf and the upcoming party, so this was the perfect chance to question him. I hoped I'd written his number down in my phone book.
I wonder if we'll see Lewis.
Let's see.
I'm very curious. He has a I wish there was a shortcut. He's wearing an eye patch now. What happened to Lewis? You know. 555932.
Let's see. Hey, Lewis, old buddy. It's Sonny.
Sonny, how can I help you?
I need that clever skull between your huge, fluffy ears.
I'm so sorry, but I'm in a hurry. I'm supposed to be at the premiere
Oh.
of a major motion picture.
Is that so, El Wolf?
Have you heard of it?
Have I heard of it? I'm the guest of honor. I mean, next to the king, of course.
Well, that's wonderful. So, can we go together?
Yeah, that'd be great. Look, just come by when you're ready and we'll go.
I'm jumping right away.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, Lewis.
That went smoothly. I suspected that he was invited to the party. He's never missed one. And if the king is also attending, Lewis will take any opportunity to restore his once illustrious family to its former glory. Besides, I was very much hoping that he might have some useful information about Lupus, the king, and the other guests in general. He might even have a clue as to who might want to harm the Silent Wolf.
Lewis! Anything else I need to do before?
Lewis C. Hayworth. Old friend. If it wasn't for him, I might be living in a homeless shelter. He helped me to find a place to live. And of course, get me clear of the booze. His heart is probably bigger than his ears. Thanks for jumping in already, Lewis.
Anytime for you, Sonny, anytime. Tell me, what's this about? And how did you get invited to the party? No offense, but...
Do I look out of place?
I just know you don't like these kind of fancy events.
You got that right. I didn't really have a choice. It's work-related.
Is Blood Boil expecting some trouble at the premiere?
He's not, but someone is. A certain Cassidy Lupus.
Oh, my God. The star of the loudest howl?
None other. But don't tell me you get weak at the knees when you hear his name.
Oh, come on. Not at all.
Thanks to the great wild ones. Seems like everyone's in love with this guy.
Well, he is, after all, the biggest movie star of our time.
Since we're going together, and since I know you're usually well-informed,
Well, my ears must be good.
can you tell me a few things about the soiree? As much as possible. I want to be prepared for the culture shock of my life.
Sure, Sonny. Ask away. Well?
I'll get my thoughts together in a moment.
Take your time, Sonny.
How are you these days,
What's up,
buddy?
Doc?
Years? Even though we live in the same building, I hardly ever see you.
The Atlas Hotel is huge, Sonny. And lately, I've been spending a lot of time locked up in my suite. And when I have to go, I have to work abroad.
What kind of work?
You know, Sonny, ever since my parents' fortune ran out, I've had to work like regular people. But I'm not complaining. Business has been good lately.
If I didn't know you so well, I'd think you were avoiding the subject. So what kind of business is it exactly?
Oh, it's nothing really. Mostly real estate.
You haven't even renovated the Atlas yet.
What goes around comes around, Sonny.
I'm glad you're doing well. You've suffered a lot and you deserve it.
Oh, come on. That's nothing compared to your everyday life, Mr. Star Detective.
You still think it's romantic after all these years? Even in today's world?
If I had another life, I'd want to be a Clawville detective, too.
Damn your taste.
Eye patch. Okay, good. I am so huge fan.
Listen, pal, I don't want to be indiscreet, but...
You're asking about my eye.
Exactly. What's the deal with it?
I've been traveling a lot lately. I've been going to some dangerous places.
What do you mean?
You know the real estate business. Basically, I buy up abandoned buildings, like this one, the Atlas Hotel. Then I renovate it and sell it for a lot more money.
That's understandable. But your eye...
Well, yes. Sometimes I have to go to places that are too dangerous for a simple real estate agent. Have you ever been to the Taroko colonies?
Oh, they say pretty wild things about them.
It's beautiful, and the capital is a wonder to behold. But unfortunately, its jungles are still teeming with animals that are still quite wild.
You're not restoring an ancient pyramid, are you?
No, not at all. But let's just say, I'm too far from the safety of the capital.
You don't really want to talk about it in detail, do you?
If you don't mind, it's still fresh.
I understand.
So, wow. So he lost his eye probably, or, I guess in some kind of attack? I guess he was attacked by another, animal person. I almost thought he was going to say that it's, like, fake, and that he wears it to look tougher, but it doesn't seem like that's the way that was going.
So the king will be present, right?
Oh, not only will he be present, the whole premiere will be in his honor.
How come?
For one thing, the king is a big fan of cinema. But there's another reason.
Which is?
The king's reputation is in tatters. Gangs are ransacking the city, and the crown and the police seem helpless.
Thanks.
Just the facts, Sonny. Elwooth is about the founding war, when Clawville was torn apart by multiple powers, and the first true king of Clawville brought order.
So the situation today is symbolically tied to the founding war.
Exactly. And he is the great king who brings order to chaos.
It's all political posturing.
What isn't these days? But I'd say it's more a kind of self-reflection. The people of the city have less and less sympathy for the king who lives in seclusion in his citadel. He needs to step out among the people.
Well, a fancy movie premiere isn't exactly a typical case of going out among the people.
I like how he says premiere.
True, but it's a start.
Kinda. Still, this isn't like our Hector.
You got that right. It's his new advisor's doing. She's pretty serious about image building.
The new advisor, huh? I thought
I never trust the advisor.
But I'm not sure.
You live in a cave, Sonny? Everybody's heard of her.
I usually don't care about these things.
until you get involved.
Well, I guess I'm a little involved now.
Don't worry, Sonny. The king is bread and butter. I know. I worked for him.
You worked for him? For the king? I missed that one.
Oh, you know, back in the old days, when I was young, the king could use my personal connections and my ability to blend in easily in any environment.
Yeah? Well, that's fascinating. Thanks, Lewis.
Oh? Lewis is a spy?
What do you know about Mr. Cassidy Lupus? Do you know him personally?
I wouldn't say that, but we've crossed paths. Our acquaintance is rather superficial.
Do you go to parties like this often?
Oh, more and more, thankfully. Ever since word got out that I've got some serious real estate in the colonies, I'm welcome back in high circles.
I'm glad for you. So what do you know about this buffoon?
Well, just a few things. He's quite a gambler, likes money and women. Not very good with either of them, though. His father was a serious con man who came out of nowhere and made himself quite a fortune.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
That's exactly what I was thinking, yeah.
Today, he's the star. Tomorrow, someone else will be. And I think he already feels the rope around his neck.
He must feel a rope because he hired me to protect him tonight.
Oh, is that what this is about? That's why they invited you to the party.
I wouldn't call it an invitation, more like an order. A stinky, dog-mouth-smelling order.
Well, it's understandable. Lupus is a great friend of the king. When he asks for a favor, it's only natural that Blood Boil would jump at the chance.
You know, my friend, I don't like the idea of us having to go to such lengths to curry favor with the crown. We used to be more independent.
No, you weren't, Sonny. You just weren't into politics.
I don't like it now, either.
Life's not just laughter and rainbows, is it?
There are no rainbows in Clawville, Lewis. That's for sure.
Such a dark detective thing to say. You know, I was as they kept talking, I was thinking about Lewis being a spy. It actually almost would kind of work, sort of, because I guess with his like international travel, but I mean, I suppose if he fell out of like favor with the you know, the crown, maybe not anymore or something. But that, like, I don't know, he'd be very unassuming, you know, if he was going around like traveling to places with like for real estate and stuff. Like, I don't know, it could be, maybe also, what if like that's something happened to his eye? Maybe that's how that happened. And not giving a lot of detail. Yeah, that would be interesting. He's gonna be oh no, not Lewis. I don't want him to be a secret villain. Lewis, no. But that would actually be quite a twist. So maybe that is where it's going. Because that would be like, you know. Have you seen Zootopia? Yeah. It could. I mean, it's true. He could be like, what was her name? It'd be, then yeah. So yeah, that could be. It'd be interesting. That would be quite a twist.
Listen, Lewis, have you seen a strange woman coming and going lately?
Are you dating, Sonny? Finally. Are you?
No, it's not that. A woman came to see me in a black robe.
Oh, very mysterious.
She was. Only then she disappeared, just as mysteriously. Like I was dreaming the whole thing.
I don't know. I didn't see anything like that. But like I said, most of the time I'm locked up in my suite, or I'm abroad. I rarely walk the halls of the Atlas anymore.
Well, thanks anyway, pal.
You're welcome, Sonny.
So what about this new advisor?
She appeared out of nowhere after her predecessor mysteriously died.
Huh.
Sus.
No one found that suspicious?
Well, the previous advisor was quite fond of life. They never found out what killed him exactly, but they found so many different substances in his system. It could have been anything.
I see. And that's when the new advisor came on the scene.
Partially. In fact, she'd been on good terms with the king for some time.
How so?
Have you heard of the new Unity Church?
Oh, their leaflets and posters are everywhere.
It's an organization that welcomes members of all other religions. They're a charity. They are working for a new, better world to come.
Yeah, at least that's the slogan.
Yeah, something like that.
So they twisted the king's head off with his bullshit.
Pretty much. But for now, he's only seen the upside. He's been showing up more and more in public. He's a generous benefactor. He advertises that he's fighting the gangs and the rest.
And you believe that?
Maybe I do. But that woman, there's something really weird about her. When you meet her in person, you'll understand.
Well, I can't wait.
Then, shall we go?
I think so. Take a deep breath.
Hey, Sonny, everything all right?
Yeah, just,
You don't really like crowds, do you?
What? How do you know that?
I used to be like that. You get used to it. Take deep, long breaths slowly. If that doesn't help, spot an object in the room and focus all your attention on it.
What is this hocus pocus?
Just take my word for it. It'll help you.
Okay, thanks, I guess. Now let's get going.
After you, Sonny.
I love Lewis. I really hope he's not a villain. Earlier I was gonna say I feel like if I was any character in this game, I'd probably be Lewis. As much as I'd want to be Zip, I think I'm probably I'm very Lewisy, I think. We don't have like a change of clothes. Okay, so premiere time? Marty's nest. Oh, okay, so we can go visit Marty. Look at Lewis. He looks so cool. I thought something bad was gonna happen.
Aw, have you finally found your lost love?
Don't be silly, Marty. I am not in a good mood.
Sonny's a little panicked about the party, but it's not that bad.
Hey, that's personal.
Yeah. So, yeah, he has an eye patch now. We asked him about it, and he said he didn't give us a specific. Really, he said that he, while traveling, it did switch eyes. Yeah, it did. I thought that must be just a mistake. I would imagine. But yeah, it was definitely on the wrong eye in that cutscene. I wonder if that's just like if they messed that up. But yeah, it should definitely be on his left eye. Wait, no. Yeah, it should be on his left eye, and it was on the right, on his right, in that scene. But yeah, he does have an eye patch now. He said that when he was traveling, he said that, well, he didn't really answer, but he said basically that some of the animals there are a lot more wild, and that he sometimes goes to dangerous places, and that's it. That's really all he said. So, again, could still feed the spy angle of it, like maybe something happened, but I don't think they're going in that direction, as much as I kind of want them to, but I don't know. Was that in game? Was that car? Was that in game? That sounded so realistic to me. I actually thought, because they have a little heater off to the side here, and I thought that was that. I thought that was oh gosh, I thought that was my heater thing, like turning up, because that's like a fan. Anyway, but to me, I think there's like a car that went from right to left, and I was like, what is that sound? Anyway.
Was. Hi, Lewis.
Hey, Martin. Everything all right?
Sort of. Not sure where I'll sleep tonight, but, yeah.
I'm glad everyone's so happy today.
Looking normal, Sonny? I knew you weren't gonna dress up.
I'll do it at my funeral. But I see you didn't put in much effort either.
Well, how am I gonna look in a tux next to you, huh?
And Laura wasn't in the mood to iron your clothes, huh? Sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to. It was a reflex.
As usual. But you're right, by the way.
You two haven't made up yet.
I wouldn't say that. It's a little more complicated, but I think I can stay. For a while.
Well, that's something, isn't it?
Yeah, well.
So, shall we go?
Yep, let's get going.
Oh, so he's coming with us.
So, shall we go?
What? Bad memories of standing around here, huh?
Haha, you're very funny.
This is so exciting. I can't believe I'm on patrol with the chicken police.
It's just a ride, Lewis. Don't overreact.
You know what? Don't listen to him. I like your enthusiasm.
Thanks, Martin.
Huh? What is it?
Nothing. Nothing. Let's go.
The Ivory Palace. Yeah, it's definitely on the wrong eye.
So we were standing in front of this huge, shiny building. 3 out-of-place figures, full of doubts and questions. Meanwhile, the guests kept arriving. The cream of Clawville's high society. If I can say one thing, I certainly wasn't expecting this twist. But there was nothing to be done. I knew I had to swallow my distaste and survive the night, somehow. I couldn't wait to see Monica. I hoped she would keep her promise.
Well, I'm off to mingle. Thanks for the ride, guys.
Have fun, Lewis. We'll be right there.
Wow, he bunny hopped out of here fast.
He doesn't want to be seen with the likes of us. I can understand that. I wouldn't either. Hey, what's wrong with you?
Laura Stern? And Bauer Michaels? Aaron J. Hallenhall? And Ruby Ray Ramone?
Everything okay, Marty?
These are all the biggest stars, Sonny. Not just in Clawville, but in the whole world.
I thought you had a stroke.
Don't be an ass. I can't believe we're here.
Really? Is it that big of a deal?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Jeez. So, are we going in? Let's get this over with as quickly as possible.
Starstruck, yes,
Let
seriously.
you crush my enthusiasm with your negativosity.
Oh, really? Is that a new word? Where did you learn that?
Fuck you, Sonny.
Goodness. Oh boy. Let me see.
Did you know that the Ivory Palace was the most famous cabaret in the wilderness before it was turned into a cinema?
What cabaret?
Well, you know, easy women, long thighs flying everywhere, skirts twirling, screams of pleasure, lots of booze and smoke and...
Okay, I get it. Don't get too excited.
So, yeah, this was the famous cat litter cabaret.
Wow. Well, it sounds, intriguing. Thanks for the history lesson, kid.
Anytime, Boss Bird.
Oh. Police state, dog state, dead state?
This should have been scraped off before the premiere.
Blood Boil must have been pissed about it.
I'll say.
Do you really think they think that? I mean, the people of the city? After all the sacrifices we've made for them?
They're caught between 2 fires, Marty. You can't blame them. On one hand, they're being squeezed by increasingly feral criminal gangs. And on the other, well, there's the harsh police restrictions and temporary curfews.
They've done nothing. Still, they get the short end of the stick, huh?
That's right.
But still, really blaming us? We're literally dying for them. Just think of the Great Massacre.
They'll understand one day, when their grandchildren read about these times in history books.
Well, that's small comfort to those who get shot in the line of duty.
It is indeed. But it's also true the other way around.
You mean police brutality?
Kind of. Think about the ones who die from a stray bullet instead of a gang member.
There's no such thing as black and white, huh?
I see you've grown up. No, Marty, and there never was. But don't let that put you off. In fact, when you realize that, it's quite a liberating feeling.
Really? Well, I don't feel free yet.
You'll get used to it.
Anything else? Okay. We're going to run ads because we have to do that. And I feel like we're about to get into like a whole bunch of things. So, oh, there's Lupus and his wife. There's a stag. There'll be a lot. Looks like there's going to be a lot of people to talk to. Strange figure. Oh, we can talk to him first, actually. Interesting. All right, we'll run ads now, and then we'll be back, and we'll get into all of this. So if you need a stand-up, stretch, etc., now's a perfect time to go do so. And we will be RB.
Take this pause to rejuvenate. Stand, stretch, hydrate. We will be back in just a few moments. Why is that Garfield so muscular? Jet, a whisper lost in the wind. Your mic is muted.
Thank you. I said, welcome back, and also that I really liked all of those things. I really liked the sweeping on the pizza and the Homer in the mouth. I thought that was great. That was very well done. I came back and I laughed. It looked great. Let's say hello to this guy.
Is this
first.
guy everywhere?
If we jumped into the car and drove to the police station right now, he'd be there too.
I thought it was the same guy.
I'm sure of it.
Ugh, I've got chicken bumps.
Shady, welcome in. I was quite proud of myself. Yeah, that was very funny. Shady, welcome in. How are you? All right, let's see what. Okay.
This guy's more than the actual star, Sonny. This guy's a symbol.
He's quite depressing in person.
Well, yeah, I thought he'd be a bit of a stronger character, I admit, but it shows what magic cinema can do.
You're really into this stuff, aren't you?
This is the future, Sonny. In fact, I imagine there will be a time when we can be part of the movies ourselves, like players.
Really? That sounds, interesting.
You're just saying.
Yeah, I was just saying.
So meta. Okay, anything else before we talk to people? Okay. Oh, wait.
To
Fancy
the great
people.
wild ones. It's been a long time since I felt so out of place.
Come on, Sonny. There'll be so many celebrities here you won't even be noticed.
I hope so.
Don't worry, boss. If anybody tries to talk to you, I'll jump in front of you like a meat shield.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, so double checking. Yep. All right.
Hello, boys.
Is that
Monica,
a fish
what are
person?
you doing here?
There's someone here who needed me. So here I am.
Wow, really? So, who's the lucky guy? Wait, what? No. You're not saying that you and him...
Oh, it's not a date, Marty. Sonny just asked me to be here tonight.
For backup.
Yeah, for backup.
Ah, I get it. Backup, of course.
Marty, please.
Can you feel that? Something in the air. What is it? Maybe love?
Shut up, Marty.
Hey, that's not your line.
Hey, thanks, Mon.
You're welcome, Boss Bird.
But really, thanks, sweetheart.
Anytime.
What are you guys whispering about? You're not talking behind my back, are you?
What? Oh, Marty, come on. Let's go say hi to some fancy-ass celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
There's a blowfish person. This is our first fish person, I think, that we have ever seen, a sea creature person. Also, this is definitely, these are the characters that were in, Last Train to Clawville, because she wore her hair, or her ears the same way. Doing okay. Brutal new leg day at gym, so I'm spent. Oh boy, what did you do? Let's talk to.
Feathery gods, that's Charles Rufus Vidor.
They're saying some pretty awful things about him.
Every genius is a little loony, right?
Oh, he's more than a little loony. He's a real big-time predator.
He seems like a fun guy. He's so chubby.
Yeah, with poisonous spikes.
Wait, wrong thing. Had friends stay with us over the weekend, which was lovely, but I'm recovering after playing host tour guide. Yes, that can be very exhausting. But I hope you had fun. Sounds like a good time. Director, actor, producer, and allegedly an insufferable, bloated bladder. He is the director of the new Clawville blockbuster El Wolf, which stars Cassandra Ruby Faye. I think isn't that the rabbit? And Cassie Lupus. They both said it was a terrible shoot. The primary reason being the insufferably violent and arrogant director.
Sonny,
Mr. Featherland?
You're both right.
I've been looking forward to meeting the famous chicken police in the flesh.
He's like,
You know who we are? You're Charles Rufus Vidor.
It's water.
The director
I
of
love
El Wolf and a myriad of other movie wonders.
Looking at his partner, I'm not surprised he knows who we are, Marty. Hello, Meredith.
Sonny, Martin, how surprising to see you here.
It looked like he has a little, like, it's like the opposite of like an air mask. I guess instead it's like just gives him water, I guess. It's also weird that he has normal hands. But also I like how, like, this doesn't make sense, I don't think, but like, I mean, I guess unless it does, like maybe he has some spikes on his shoulders still. Like, it's confusing. Like, how does this work? It's confusing how a fish would work because like, this is normally the whole body of a blowfish, you know? So like, does he, like, if we looked the tiger has a tail. Yeah, some of them have tails. Like, that's why, like, Zip, his tail got stolen. Oh, my bitrate just dipped. Apologies. Bitrate come back. Are we back? Yeah, I just refreshed. Gonna refresh my iPad as well. Refresh. Yeah, there we go. I was saying, yeah, she does have a tail. Some of them do have tails. Like, Zip has a tail. Or had one. His got stolen. And, like, Natasha in the first game, she had a tail, I remember. But, like, one thing I'm curious is, so, like, the blowfish, I mean, his head is normally a whole blowfish's body. So how does that work? Like, if he turns around, does he have, like, a fish tail on the back of his head? Or is it down on his lower back? How does that work? How does this stuff work? I'm so confused. He also has a tiger body? Well, most of them seem to have human bodies. But, like, again, also, like, maybe it doesn't work that way. Like, maybe parts of their, like, torso are still also animal-like, because he has spikes here. But I guess, like, so do they have feathers? We don't ever see their hands, but they seem to have normal hands. Zip, the raccoon, has normal arms. The only thing weird about his hands, it's not weird, but, like, his fingernails look very claw-like, kind of raccoonish, which makes sense since he's a raccoon. Monica, she has just fully human arms. So I don't know. Some of it is very confusing to me. I don't know how some of this works, but it's fine. I guess, you know. I suppose I'm looking for logic in a game called Chicken Police. I don't know.
Well, it's a surprise to see you too, believe me. How are you? Looking for inspiration for a new book?
As a matter of fact, one of her books will soon be made into one of my movies.
One of the Chicken Police stories?
No, not at all.
So Meredith writes the Chicken Police books, which are like about them, sort of, and they're like mysteries. She is the one who had an affair with Lupus, the wolf actor, and so that's like the blackmail thing going on. But she's hanging out with the director.
You know, at one time, I would have liked to have made a film about you chickens, but it wouldn't have been good for business. You understand, all those nasty rumors.
Nasty rumors?
They say all kinds of things, am I right? For instance, that you're the reason these horrible criminal gangs are flooding the city.
Oh, is that all? It's nothing.
And that you may have even planned the assassination of the head of the Westler Empire at the request of a rival gang. But I wouldn't bore you with such nonsense. Animals can be cruel, can't they?
That is an understatement.
Yeah. Well, that's a little more disturbing indeed, but if you ever want to make a movie about the famous chicken police, we're ready for it.
Oh no, young man, that ship has sailed. But I have heard of 2 other aspiring detectives.
Please.
Oh no.
No. Not them.
Moses and Plato. That's their name. Well, I think it was.
Oh, that's it. It's over. Kill me, Sonny, please.
It's for the best, Marty. Filmmaking isn't a life insurance policy these days.
Well, what do you mean?
We're here for a reason, but the rest, unfortunately, is classified information.
I see. Interesting.
Our life is always like that. All excitement and danger. Now, if you'll excuse me. Tell me, did everything go well with the shooting of El Wolf?
Shoot never goes well, Mr. Featherland. And when
Mr.
the stars
Featherland.
are so sensitive, like Mr. Lupus and Ms. Fay,
And?
scandal is almost inevitable.
Scandal?
Do you not read the papers?
Sonny? No, not really.
Look, I had a few run-ins with Mr. Lupus, that's all I can say. But like I said, they're pretty common on set. He's an egotistical actor. I'm a great director. And the two don't always go together.
Have you ever threatened him?
What?
Sonny, are you sure you're...
It's an innocent question. You can answer yes or no.
No, at least not in the sense of what you're insinuating, sir.
And what am I insinuating?
That I threatened to kill him. No, it never happened.
I see. Thank you.
Does everyone know about him being...
I got what I wanted from him.
threatened?
For now. This woman, she gives me goosebumps. I mean, chicken bumps.
Yeah, I can't believe she dumped us for Moses and Plato. What a cat. Still, that physique. Wow.
You know, Marty, I'm seriously impressed that you see the point in every situation.
Thanks, boss.
Meredith H. Marble.
Sonny Featherland.
I am genuinely surprised to see you here.
I am always at events like these.
I bet. But running into you at Mr. Lupus's movie premiere, of all things.
What are you implying, detective? Are you trying to play cat and mouse with me? I know your methods. I've written 10 books about you.
You only write about what you think you know.
I honestly do not know what you mean. Why shouldn't I be here, today of all days?
Tell me, how well do you know Mr. Lupus?
Oh, is that what this is about? I do not know what you know, or what you think you know. But my conscience is clear.
Is that so?
I hope you're not trying to make a scene.
Oh, no, I would never do that. I'm done for now. Maybe I'll have more questions later.
Okay. Blood boil.
Mr. Tank himself. At least there's one other person besides me who doesn't fit in. Sir.
So you came. I am glad to see you.
We had no choice, sir, but I'm glad we're still able to surprise you.
Just keep a close eye on Mr. Lupus. His fears may be unjustified, but if they're not, and you're not around...
We'll be watching, sir. You have our word.
Good. Now go and blend in.
As if it were so easy.
You'll find a way, chickens.
The old dog is right. If anything happens to the wolf, we'll be fried chicken. Well, Lewis,
Everything all right?
Couldn't be better, Sonny. They say the film is going to be a masterpiece, and the king is supposed to be arriving soon.
I can't wait.
Oh, don't be so cynical, Sonny. Being nice to the king can't be all bad.
You know, I don't think we're gonna find common ground, but, you never know, huh?
Now you're talking. Finally something positive from you, old friend.
Must be the champagne.
But we haven't had any yet. Really, where can I get a drink around here?
Haven't you learned anything from last time?
I don't want it for myself, but I'm sure it'll loosen you up a bit.
You don't want to see me drunk, Marty.
I'd like to see you both drunk. Okay, that sounded weird.
A little.
Just a teeny weeny bit.
Listen, Lewis, I always trusted you. Could you keep your eyes open for me?
Both of them.
Marty.
What? Oh, for heaven's sorry. I didn't mean to be so rude. Please turn a blind eye to that.
All right, Marty, that's enough.
But I'm not doing it on purpose.
Come on, it's nothing. And of course, you can count on me, Sonny. Are we on some kind of a secret mission?
Just keep an eye out in case you see or hear anything interesting. Okay?
You can count on me, big guy.
I was a real first-class jerk, right?
Correct.
No. Oh, Marty.
Sonny, my heart.
Oh my God, are you having a heart attack?
I'm gonna die here.
Damn it, Marty, take a deep breath.
Is that Cassandra Ruby Faye?
What?
I can't believe I get to see her in person.
You big, stupid, feathered bastard. I thought you were gonna die here.
Wow, me too for a second.
I swear I'll kill you myself.
If she talks to me, I'll die anyway.
You're such an asshole.
Do we talk to him? I guess we'll talk to Mon first.
Hey, Mon. Thanks again.
For what? I was just escorting Blood Boil.
Yeah, right. You can't fool me. I ain't no stupid bird. No, I'm not.
Martin, you're imagining things again.
You read too many conspiracy theories.
Hey, don't get in my head and try to make me look dumber than I am, okay?
Okay, okay. You're right.
What about Laura, Marty?
Well, I guess I can stay home for tonight.
Hey, well, that's something.
Yep, something.
Cheer up, you big bird. It'll all work out in the end.
Thanks, Mon. I hope so.
Love you, Marty. Marty's great. He's very funny.
Thank you for being here, Mon.
I still can't believe we're gonna protect Cassidy Lupus, the silent wolf himself.
He's just an animal, Marty.
Of course, I know I'm no spring chicken, but still, a living legend.
You know, buddy, I used to idolize
don't know
legends
yet.
myself.
Oh yeah? What happened?
Usually they either died miserably, or I got to see what they were really like.
And what were they like?
Just animals. Nothing more, nothing less.
Right. I think I understand.
Good.
Yeah, we don't know yet. I assume we will figure out very
Long
soon.
live the king.
This sculpture portrays our dear Hector as a little more valiant than he really is.
True, but still, aren't you excited to meet the king today?
Excited? No, I wouldn't use that word. I'm a little curious.
Is there anything in this world that makes your feet leave the ground?
I think there is, but she's already left the country.
Now there's 2 women I can think of.
Shut your beak, Marty.
I was like, I actually couldn't tell that was a fox, but yeah, it is. What's he have in his hand? Okay, anything else? Okay, Lupus time.
Finally, you're here. I've been worried to death.
To death?
Oh, please, it's not funny.
It is a little.
Have you had a good look around? Have you questioned everyone?
Questioned? Why would we do that?
You might find out something.
This isn't how it works. We're here to observe, that's all. And we don't get paid overtime for that.
I told you, money's not a problem.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. We're here to look after you.
Stop being such a chicken, Cassidy. The chicken police are here.
You... Cassandra Ruby Faye.
To the best of my knowledge, I am.
She is probably our best example of what animals are like. Because you can see it's literally just... She's just animal to her neck, and that's it. So, like, I assume most people are like that. But there's clearly some exceptions. The insect people are more insect-like. Because it also seemed like the Spider Queen and some of the other ones that have like multiple arms, it seemed like some of them, like their extra arms, were even more bug-like. Whereas then like they maybe had a set of hands that were like human hands. So that's like kind of interesting, but it seems like everyone else is mostly just like they have... It's just their head, and if their animal has like a significant tail, it seems like they might have a tail. Are there sea cucumber people? The only fish person we saw was the blowfish earlier. In both games, have never seen like another sea creature person, I don't think. But maybe there could be. I'm curious how that works. Anyway, I just had to point that out. I was like, this seems to be one of our clearest examples of what they actually look like.
And you know who we are?
Silly. Of course I do. Who wouldn't?
Hold me, Sonny. I think I'm gonna faint.
Hold still, you big oaf. Excuse me, ma'am. My partner's a bit of a bird brain.
You're funny.
Are we? Well, that's good to know.
Ignore Cassidy. The Premier is getting to him. It's like that before all his big movies.
Well, anything, try to enjoy the evening. We'll be here if you need anything.
Thank you, Detective. See, Paw Paw? You'll be all right in here.
Don't call me that in front of people. I've told you 1,000 times.
Paw Paw.
Is everything okay with the guests? Is there anyone who might disturb you?
But Mr. Featherline, what do you mean?
Land, Featherland. Maybe someone you know but wish you didn't?
Please, not in front of Cassandra.
Ah, you must mean Mr. Vidor. Well, if so, you're absolutely right, Detective. The man is an animal. He's a monster. And after this film, I never want to work with him again.
Oh, yes, of course, darling. We're certainly not working with him anymore.
That's good to know. I'm glad you two are in sync. There are no secrets or anything.
It's rare these days.
Detectives, please. Can we enjoy our evening?
Oh, yes, of course. Be my guest.
Sonny, you are evil.
You think so? Maybe, a little bit. But I was playing it soft. The wolf's reaction said a lot about the situation.
A wolf with a cat obsession? For the big wild ones, I never would have guessed.
Says the chicken who married a cougar.
Hey, you're being mean again.
Yeah, you're right. It's a habit. I'll leave him alone for now, but of course I'll keep an eye on him while I'm here.
Okay. Checking. So... Maybe we need a...
I got what I wanted from... I'm done from... Thank you for being here. The old dog is right. If anything... Listen, Lewis, I always trusted you. Could you keep your eyes open for me?
Both of them. What?
Oh.
I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Cassandra Ruby Faye. Nice to meet you all.
For the love of the wild ones. Is it you? In the flesh? You're even more... you know.
I don't really know what you mean, but it's sweet of you.
You're beautiful.
Oh, my. Please, a little quieter.
Sorry. I mean, yes, I said it. You're a knockout, you know? I'm married, and I love her, but you, I mean, I love your movies, and...
Okay, Marty, take it easy.
Everything's gonna be fine. Take a deep breath.
I'm really very honored and pleased to have made such an impression on you, but it's a bit awkward for me.
Sometimes I forget how excited he can get. Excuse us.
But he'll be all right, won't he?
Don't worry, lady. This isn't the first time he's got like this. Have you seen anything strange? Anything interesting happen?
Other than everyone being a braggart and me feeling like some village bumpkin who got lost in the royal court, nothing worth mentioning.
You're telling me. I feel like a lump of coal in a chest full of diamonds.
It's actually the other way around. You know, Sonny, not everything that glitters is gold.
Yeah, maybe.
Aww. The Fox King! And Queen? Princess?
An impressive entrance, if I ever saw one.
Indeed it is.
Who could that woman be? You don't think she's...
Yes, I do, Marty. She's the king's new advisor. And from the looks of her, probably a lot more than that.
Oh, hush my heart. Why is there always a heartbreaking femme fatale behind everything?
Maybe the world is testing you.
Yeah, maybe. But if Laura finds out what kind of environment I was in, she'll bite my head off. And I mean that.
Come on, Marty. Just take a deep breath and enjoy the evening. So, shall we talk to the king?
Well, you don't have to ask me twice.
Let's get to it. Your Majesty, dear lady.
If it isn't the world-famous chicken police, Sonny Featherland and McMurdoch?
McChicken. Milady, Marty McChicken.
Ah, yes, exactly. Marty McChicken, silly me. I've always been terrible with names.
Side note. Marty is married to a cougar woman. If they have a baby, what does the baby look like? Is it like either they'll look like a chicken or a cougar? Or some kind of weird combo of both? I guess it's either. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That seems interesting. Like an avatar with abilities. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Right. Okay. I just had to... I was just thinking about that. I was like, wait a minute. What would... Some weird, like, cat thing with, like, feathers or something is what I was imagining.
Don't worry about it. I keep forgetting it myself.
Are you investigating even now? If you ask me, with all the sinners here, the whole hall could be arrested right away.
Well, it's nice to finally meet you, ma'am. You know, we hear a lot about you.
I can imagine. All bad things?
Nothing else.
Hello, gentlemen.
For too long.
I've heard a lot about you too. Indeed.
This is truly an honor, Your Majesty.
Come on, cut the chit-chat. It's so not like you. I've read a couple of your books, so I know exactly what kind of chaps you are.
Ah, those books again. Well, sir, if I may...
And what adventures! I really admire and envy you fellows. So don't play innocent with me. I know you're a pair of hard-boiled, rotten eggs.
It's the voice of Watson? His voice does sound familiar, so that would make sense, actually. And I can kind of hear it now that you've mentioned it. That's so good. I love it.
Sir, with all due respect, those books are mostly fiction.
Ah, don't be so modest with me, Mr. Featherland. And you certainly don't need to pretend in front of such a spiritual leader. You see, she can see right into your soul.
Did we lose? I saw my bitrate dropped again, wildly. Hopefully we're back. It's so strange. I don't know what's happening. Well, this showed fine. I just looked over and it was in the red again. So strange. I'm gonna need to, like... I don't know. It's very odd. I have to call my ISP or something. No, I think from the Sherlock Holmes games, I'm fairly positive. Yeah, that's very weird. I noticed because my iPad looked like it disconnected for a second. And then when I looked over, it showed that we were in the red. So yeah, I don't know, that's weird. Yeah, I can definitely hear it. It's okay. He said, don't be modest, don't be so modest, Mr. Featherland, and you... Oh, I can just do this. No, I cannot. Well, that's good, and now that I know what that does. You certainly don't need to pretend in front of such a spiritual leader. You see, she can see right into your soul. That's right, she's a part of the, like, the light church, or whatever it is.
You say, spiritual leader?
Hector always exaggerates. There's a small community of souls of which I am indeed the guide. It's called the New Unity Church.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
You know, you're much shorter in person than I thought you'd be, Mr. Featherland.
That's why I bring Marty with me everywhere, Your Majesty.
Oh, yes, the humor. I've heard legends about your, unique sense of humor.
Unique? That's a fine way of putting it.
But allow me to introduce formally my, how shall I say?
I am his advisor and spiritual guide.
You see? That's exactly it. She always helps me out when I'm in trouble.
Really? That's interesting.
It was nice meeting you, Miss...
Kayla.
Just
She could welcome
Kayla?
in.
Lady Kayla, to be more precise.
Ah, I see. Lady Kayla.
Now, if you'll excuse us, we need to go mingle. It's sort of a mandatory protocol.
Of course, we understand. Have a nice evening. We'll probably run into each other again.
Of that, I'm sure.
Did you notice...
Her legs? Who wouldn't?
No, not that, you dummy. That the king hardly dared speak beside her.
No wonder. I couldn't spit or swallow around her.
It's a bit strange, though. Hector was never the talkative type, but now she answers for him.
Isn't that a counselor's job?
Maybe. But I'm suspicious of this dame.
Of course you are. You can tell she's a demon a mile away, but that doesn't necessarily make him an evil conspirator.
That sentence was a bit contradictory.
Two roosters live in my body, constantly fighting with each other.
Listen, Marty.
Wow, why are you so serious now?
We're splitting up.
What do you mean we're splitting up?
In the heat of the party, Blood Boil won't even notice you're gone. If I disappear, he'll notice it right away.
Oh, I see. You mean Frank?
We have to find his body. To do that, we need to know where the factory is and how to get inside.
Okay, great plan.
Is it?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I thought you didn't want to leave the fancy party.
Come on, Sonny. You know me better than that. Fancy parties or not, Frank was our friend. And this case is more important.
It is.
I have a bad feeling.
You're right.
Thanks for trusting me, boss.
Who else am I gonna trust?
Okay, I'm on my way. If I hurry, I can catch the midnight bus.
Bus, get the hell out of here. Take my car.
You're serious? I've never driven her before. She's your little rickety treasure.
Just keep her in one piece, okay?
And keep me in one piece too, if possible.
Yeah, that's important too. Now go.
Okay, Boss Bird. I'll come back for you, and I'll find out what I need to find out.
You do that, young fella.
Well, how'd he take it?
Surprisingly well. You know, you can say a lot of things about Marty, but you can always count on him in times of trouble.
A real partner, huh?
More than that.
And what about us?
What about us?
I mean, what's the next step? Here, tonight?
Oh, yeah. Well, we're mostly just trying to survive the night. There's one more thing I want to ask the king's new advisor, and it'd be nice if another woman were present. I suspect she'll speak to me in a very different tone.
I'm ready for her.
Sorry, hold on. Something from work? Let me BRB. I'll actually run ads now. Let me answer this email real fast, and then we'll be right back. So, ads, everybody. BRB!
This is your time, Jetpack Gang. Stand up, move around, grab a snack, hydrate. The stream will resume in just a few minutes. Why is that Garfield so muscular?
Okay, actually, I'm not muted. I think I'm gonna have to end stream. I have to do some worky stuff that they need done right now, unfortunately. But tomorrow I might try to do a longer stream of this to see if we can get pretty far. I would like to try to beat this game soon. So, Shady, have a good one. But we will actually also be leaving. So, yeah, unfortunately, looks like we'll have to cut the stream a little short today. But I'll try to see if I can start earlier tomorrow. But friends, thank you so much for being here. Very much appreciate all of you. Death, welcome in. We're actually leaving just now. But nice to see you from YV stream. I hope you're having a good one. I have to go deal with some work stuff, but I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!